So what's the latest scam that the largest corporations in America are using to screw the most powerless people in America, basically minimum wage workers, and even turn them into sub-minimum wage workers? This story is going to blow your mind. Dave Jamieson is with us. He is a reporter for the Huffington Post, huffingtonpost.com/Dave-Jamieson for all the information on it. And he is writing about this new trend in America. The new blue collar is his piece. Temporary work, lasting poverty in the American warehouses. Dave, welcome to the program.
Hey, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. This is, I remember reading Barbara Ehrenreich's first book, Nickeled and Dimed, and her, I forget the title of it, but I read both of them. And they're like, these kind of slice of life insights into the horrors of people who are just barely getting by kind of on the margins of society or trying to get back into the workplace. But this goes beyond that. I mean, Walmart is, I thought that Walmart was the nation's largest employer. Are they not?
They are. They're the world's largest private sector employer. And kind of what I try to convey in this piece is that they're actually, in a sense, larger than even the workers they have on their books, because when it comes to warehousing and what's known as the logistics industry, there's a huge workforce out there behind the scenes that's moving stuff for Walmart and other retailers who don't technically work for Walmart.
Why would they want to? First of all, what's the logistics? What does that mean, logistics industry?
Yeah, the logistics industry, basically the way, when we say logistics, we mean the movement of goods. And this is, a huge industry that sprouted up in the last 20 or so years as kind of, as this sort of movement has changed.
Is this what we used to call trucking and warehousing?
Yeah, pretty much. Only now warehousing is kind of a misnomer because we don't try to house the goods anymore. These companies want to move them as quickly as possible.
Just in time, the whole thing.
Yeah, so they're basically coming in one side of the warehouse and going right out the other onto the store.
Right. So in the logistics industry, there are these subcontractors. It seems to me like, if I'm Walmart, why am I going to pay a third-party company and have to pay the salary of their CEO and pay their bookkeeper when I've got my own bookkeepers and pay their janitor service when I've got my own and all that? Why am I going to pay a third party a company to come in and do this stuff for me when this is really central to my business?
Yeah, well, there are a lot of advantages, some of them seen and some kind of hidden. The biggest is, when it comes to employing people, this is a way to kind of take workers, off your books, so to speak. When it comes to what you're going to pay workers, the benefits you're going to give them, chipping into workers' comp and all that, you basically make that, somebody else's problem for a nominal price. With Walmart, they'll contract a company, in some cases called Schneider Logistics, who will contract to agencies below them, who will contract to agencies beneath them. So you have this really long line of contracting, and there are all kinds of other ancillary benefits. I mean, one is sort of, companies that the higher up you are in the food chain, you get kind of indemnified from any sort of messiness at the bottom.
Right. So you have deniability for horrible things that are happening to the people who are handling your products.
Yeah, it also becomes really, really difficult for your workforce to organize if that's what they want to do, because in some of these warehouses, there's 6, 8, 12 different agencies working in there. A completely splintered workforce.
So you can't organize a union.
Yeah, basically.
Amazing. Now you tell some stories about this some that I thought were just absolutely incredible. Actually, there was, and it's not just Walmart. There was at Hershey Products, for example. There was a kind of a wildcat walkout.
Yeah. I mean, Walmart gets beat up on this kind of stuff because they're the top dog, but it's in a lot of companies and a lot of industries now. I mean, the Hershey thing over the summer. these workers, they were kids from Eastern Europe and Asia who were here on guest worker visas. This is a State Department program, and they staged a mass walkout over what they said were these horrible working conditions at a packing plant in Pennsylvania. They said they were working all day, lifting 50-pound boxes. They were told if they couldn't do it, they're going to be deported and this and that. And once all this came out, you had all this finger pointing among these different companies. Hershey's saying, well, they don't work for us, which they don't. They point to the company they contracted to, which in turn pointed to the temp agency that they contracted to. Right. So we're seeing this in different agencies. I mean, as far as the temping goes, we've seen kind of outsourcing even in the hotel industry where, the housekeeper who makes up your bed when you stay at a Hyatt doesn't necessarily work for Hyatt anymore.
Amazing. So would it be fair to say that what we're looking at is a fundamental transformation of the traditional American workplace?
I really think this is a piece of that. And I've talked to plenty of folks who think we're only going to see more of this. When it comes to outsourcing, we tend to think of jobs going overseas, going to, call center jobs going to India and whatnot. But really, this is a much more, under the radar sort of domestic outsourcing where we have, corporations sort of moving the employer responsibilities around to other players. Right. And as I said, there's a lot of advantages to it. And I think in a lot of ways, certainly for these people who work in these industries, it totally transforms their jobs.
For the worse.
In a lot of cases, because the thing is, as these contracts get passed down the line, basically all these corporate middlemen are taking their own bite out of the pie, and so by the time you get down to the workers, their wages might be tracking the minimum wage. Yeah. And this is important in the warehouse industry because 20, 30 years ago, a lot of these were overwhelmingly direct hire jobs. A lot of them were union jobs,
and they were good jobs.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've one of my friends growing up as a kid, his dad worked in a warehouse. I mean, in Lansing, Michigan. I mean, they were warehousing stuff for the automotive industry, but he had a union job. He was making $20-$30 an hour, whatever it was back then, and had pension and healthcare.
Yeah, old timers will tell you that in the 70s and 80s they were making nominally what a lot of these workers are making now. Some of these workers are making even less.
Yeah.
Talk to a lot of folks who are getting $8.25, or lately a lot of these workers have been getting paid by piece rate, which is you're paid by the container rather than the hour. So you're getting paid by this confusing formula that you don't even understand. And there have been lawsuits with these workers saying, hey, at the end of the day, we're not even making minimum wage here.
That's incredible. Are these contractors springing up to serve entire industries? Like, for example, I'm in the radio business. We've got a call screener, we've got a board operator, we've got a guy running actually our video equipment. So could there be, to use this industry as an example, it's not big enough probably to support it, but could there be somebody who would go in the business of saying, okay, we'll provide board ops to 10 different radio shows, we'll provide call screeners, or is it more that they're just doing it for individual companies? They're creating one for Hershey's, they're creating one for Walmart as a way to create that chain of deniability and screw the worker.
Yeah, I mean, how much of these companies spring up sort of at the behest of higher up corporations is really hard to know. But definitely, they're known as staffing agencies. They don't like the word temp, but that's essentially what they are. They're temping sometimes in perpetuity. But you see this in different industries. And the amusing thing is I always see that there's often the name Solutions is in the company name.
Right, and the solution is we're going to solve the employer's problem of things like healthcare benefits and pensions and unions. Right.
Yeah, the implication is we're going to solve problems for you, the company.
Right.
And so the hospitality industry. You'll find these agencies operating in pretty much every major city now, and where these major nexuses of warehouses, you're going to see so many temp agencies that it's hard to even keep track of them.
It's the third worldization of the United States, in my opinion. Dave Jamieson, HuffPo labor reporter over at HuffingtonPost.com. Thank you, Dave.
My pleasure, Tom.
Good talking with you.